So today we're making the national dish of Canada, poutine, French fries, cheese curds, and gravy. Or are they called disco fries? Poutine originated in Quebec, Canada, back in the 1950s. Later on in the 70s, during the disco era, in New Jersey, they came up with disco fries. Whatever you want to call it, we're going to make it today. You start with a little butter in a small pan because we're going to make the gravy. You take some shallots and garlic and you sweat them down for a few minutes. Give it a little stir once in a while. Evidently, in most pubs, the gravy's made from a dry gravy packet, a mix, not from scratch, but we're going to make it from scratch today anyway. After you've sweated down the shallots and garlic for a few minutes, hit it with a little salt and pepper and give it another stir. Now we're not going to thicken this gravy with flour and a roux mixture. We're going to thicken it with cornstarch. First of all, you take a cup of chicken stock, cup of beef stock, hold back a half cup, and I'll tell you what we're going to do with that a little bit later. Bring it all to a nice simmer. Give it a last stir, put the cover on it, and cook it for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, take it off the heat, bring it over to the cutting board. Get yourself another small saucepan and put a small wire strainer over the saucepan. You're going to strain this infused stock, strain out the garlic and the shallots. Now get out your cornstarch and then get that half cup of stock you saved and you let cool down. And add to that 2 or 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and stir it in real well. Meanwhile, back at the stove, put your stock over some medium heat and get it simmering. Then start to stir in some of that cornstarch slurry mixture so you can start to thicken it. And the reason we're using cornstarch instead of flour is cornstarch makes it a little more translucent and not quite as heavy. There's a half teaspoon of Worcestershire, about a tablespoon of ketchup while it's coming back to a simmer. And like I said, don't add all the cornstarch slurry at once. Add a little more if you need more. This gravy for poutine is not supposed to be heavy and goopy and gloppy. It's supposed to be kind of a light gravy. That's why we use cornstarch. I did need a little more. I gave it a little more pepper there too. It didn't really need salt though. Looks like it's getting there. But I am going to test it with a spoon, see if it coats the back of a spoon. And it looks like it doesn't, so I added the rest of the cornstarch mixture and let it come to a simmer again and thicken a little bit more. Looks pretty good, so put the cover on it and bring it over to where you're going to put this thing together. Now I use Ore-Ida frozen crinkle fries that I cooked in the air fryer. You can cook them in the oven or fry them, do whatever you want. Now cheese curds, can't find those around here. So I'm using Queso Fresco and a little bit of sharp white cheddar. Give everything a good toss. Mix it in real well. At this point you could add some salt if you wanted. Grab your ladle or a spoon and the gravy and start ladling it on. Don't get it too heavy right now because we're going to put some more on after we put it on the plate. Toss the fries with the cheese and the gravy again, and we're going to get ready to plate it right now. So let's plate. Put a bunch of fries and cheese and some of the gravy on your plate. And by the way, the idea will be to serve this right away. You don't want to let it sit around or it's going to get real soggy real soon. Some more cheese, Queso Fresco, some white cheddar, and diced green onions, or in this case I'm using chopped chives. Ladle on some more gravy around the edge, and we're there. Arguably the national dish of Canada, Poutine, which loosely translated in some circles means the mess. Thanks for watching. Please hit subscribe, the like, and bell buttons. We'd appreciate it.